We've got the absolute cheapest vinyl wrap we could find on Amazon delivered to us today, and we're about to wrap it on the Model Y center console. So let's see how this turns out. So for those of you who are getting into the vinyl space, or I guess customization space, vinyl wrap has been very popular. And one of the first few products that we actually came out with was the center console for the Model 3, which was back in 2019. So it's been a while. But we're like, okay, how bad can this be? Like, what kind of adhesive is it? And what is it, actually? So this is actually center console carbon fiber, supposedly. And of course, it's not real carbon fiber. First off, this sucks. Like, opening this is really, it's taped. So that kind of sucks. Okay, so we finally got it opened. The experience right here, not very good. Okay, so you get, sorry, the first thing that came out when I actually opened there was a smell. It was kind of weird. It was very highly chemical smell. Is it that? Is it weird that, yeah, this is pretty like, trying to describe the smell, it's not good. Like, I almost like choked up on it. But you get a screen protector accessories, and let's see what this comes out with. So you get a little microfiber cloth, barely. I mean, I guess you could call it that. You also have some wet wipes and some of this. I'm not really sure what this would be for because it's actually for screens. So let's just go ahead, and we kind of know the deal. We've installed thousands of these now. We're just going to wipe down our center console. And then I'm just going to dry it with the microfiber. And we kind of do the similar thing. I don't think you need this, but we do give the swab. We're going to go ahead and get started on this giant piece first. So first off, I'm not really sure which direction it goes, but I'm just going to try to follow it all across the board. I don't really know what brand this is. There's no brand, but it seems like, oh yeah, the adhesive feels weird. It's definitely a lot more sticky than I'm used to. So right off the bat, it doesn't have full coverage, meaning you are gonna have a little bit peeking out. So install wasn't bad, you just kind of line it to the bottom, but you can see it just stops right there. Oh no. Okay, I want to use the squeegee that it comes with. What's up with that? Okay. Either I suck, or this thing sucks. Wait, did I do it the right? No, it can't be that way. So I was right in terms of... Okay, so I think this is the best I can do. I mean, you can see that it's fairly straight on the side. You can still see the sides. I mean, honestly, as far as a feel, it feels good. I don't know if actually, no, I take that back. It doesn't feel good. It's a little too scratchy, I think. So we're gonna make sure the weave is actually from the same direction. We're gonna try to do the same thing right here. This is tough. All right, so this is kind of cool though. I feel like I'm like sleeping. Definitely still not full coverage, but I mean, it doesn't look terrible, I guess. So same thing right here. We're gonna go ahead and line it up to that black line. Well, this one feels, it's really sticky. I'm not used to vinyl that sticky. Okay, this is off. Maybe I got it the other way. Yeah, I think that's right. No. Yeah. So it actually goes a certain direction. Okay. So Fitment's really not great, to be honest. So here's the thing. I mean, at least they made it somewhat consistent, but it's freaking hard to get this fully aligned because it's so sticky. And needless to say, like, I actually wrap cars, so these are a lot easier, I think, than wrapping cars. The problem about these is going to be removal. So the quality of the backing or the adhesive that actually makes this stick, over time, what happens is the center console actually gets very, very hot because it's, I mean, heat goes in, even if you have tin, it gets really, really hot in the center. And of course, this is black as well. So when this gets really hot, what happens between the layers, between the vinyl, is that the adhesive, the backing, and then also like the carbon fiber, the vinyl layer, all of that kind of start to dissipate and they start to disconnect a little bit. And when that happens, you're gonna peel, the adhesive layer is gonna just stay there, and you're just kind of grabbing something like this and you're gonna have to take all of it out or use a chemical to basically remove it. And I was actually talking to a friend yesterday about this, and he bought something and he put some sort of like Alcantara or something like that, but then he removed it, but it was a pain to remove the actual adhesion, the adhesive layer afterwards, and it was like a few months since he installed it. So I think that's what you're kind of battling. We have these cars, we design on them, and then we basically, you know, sometimes we scan them, and then we test it, and we test it again. And we also manufacture in the US, so like we actually sometimes take feedback from customers, and then we can edit it and then change it and then push it out. So I mean, I think that's the difference. With that being said, not trying to self-promote. Actually, no, we are. We have our kit, and it's just in a bag, a lot easier to actually take out. And I'll show you what the difference is. So we, like I said, we also do provide lens wipe. And our squeegee is a little bit more standard in concurrent with, you know, like the vinyl wrapping industry. But you can see right here that this is the actual vinyl piece. The weave is slightly smaller than this one. This has a little bit more of a textured feel. This one does have some texture, but it's a little lighter than compared to this one. This one pops a little bit more. And then, of course, we also provide other areas. So if you look at our design right here, I'm just going to go ahead and break this apart a little bit. It comes in these 3 pieces, and we also provide not just everything else, but also the cup holder area. We also give transfer papers because the cup holder is extremely hard because it's so skinny on the edges like that. So we give you a transfer paper to basically go over it so you can keep that stable. Sometimes our center console has a backing paper cut, and this one is cut in 3M. We also use Avery Denizen and only top brands basically. But some of our other center console kits actually have a backing paper cut, and that's, I think, one of the things that we do differently. In this case, this one was so easy and flat that we felt like we didn't need to have that issue, you know, have that as a feature. So basically the same thing. You just kind of line it up, right? And you can see, you see how it slides a lot more, right? That's the difference between, you know, clean vinyl and a little bit lower quality. So now all you're doing is just lining that up all the way to the edge. You can see got coverage, you got the vinyl. And then once you get here, you can use the hard part. Just like that. And then you can do all the edges as well. And then from here, you could actually squeegee to the side. And look at that coverage. So the difference is, guys, is this. Look at this. So this is the one on Amazon, the $4 one. You get all that edge and you see it. This one, it goes all the way to the side. You won't see the original color anywhere. And it goes all the way through and even all the way underneath that. That's the difference. You know, is it worth it? That's up to you to decide. You know, I think it's a little bit better than I thought for $4, but I do think that it's worth For the removability aspect, I do think it's better, whether you go with us or not, honestly, like to go with something that's a little bit more like a branded vinyl. Like, you know, you look at like Avery Denizen, 3M, Oral Full, you know, these are like top brands that most rappers are going to be familiar with. Those are going to be good because there's a lot of testing that they do. It's a double cast, it's a higher quality film, which means adhesive doesn't separate as bad as some of the other ones, and you're just gonna have a nightmare removing it. Removing it really, really sucks. So hopefully that was helpful, guys. This was our take on the $4 vinyl. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments below. We'll see you later.